What does the regulation mean for public company CISOs and their security programs?
Jake, well, I mean, a broad question. I guess I'll kick it off. Obviously, you covered that there's this new discussion around materiality, and CISOs are really going to have to dig into the business impact of cyber risk and privacy enforcement broadly to these type of issues to help the business understand materiality within the markets for their brand and within their profitability structure. So that's one. That's a deep dive into business. I think the second major change is going to be this bifurcation of responsibilities around cyber. Often a chief security officer or chief information security officer is the senior most security person. And, we go into the board, 1 to 4 times a year, depending on the organization. The audit committee, sometimes the tech committee, depending, on the structures of these organizations, for transparency and talking about risk. But now there's a broader requirement, which is the broader responsibility of management at the CEO, at the business leaders level. So what does that mean? And how does the CISO engage with the other leaders in the organization in their areas of accountability and help structure that? Because this is going to be new for all of the organizations that will be focusing on that. And the last area I'm sure we're going to get into, and I'm really interested in Chris's response here, because this is all about transparency and trust. This is the availability of information to understand what the care coordination and accountability for organizations are going to be around security, risk and privacy issues specific to cyber. And so this means very transparent programs, actionable, repeatable, meaningful capabilities in general that the public can rely on and have faith in. And so those are 3 areas of pressure that we're going to see to ensure that we're engaging with the business and the public.
That's
yeah,
great. Yeah.
I think that's great framing. I think from a CISO perspective or people operating within the security industry, it's a great opportunity. It's a squanderable opportunity if it's not capitalized on, right? From a perspective of it really brings security and security management, cyber to the table, right? Where they're not already sitting there. It's this opportunity of I'm off the bench, I'm in the game, let me capitalize on this opportunity. And so leveraging that, being able to have those conversations, going through a transformation. We've been very fortunate to have great support across our executive committee, and being able to have this conversation, use this as the catalyst. And I'm very optimistic that this will be that. It will be an opportunity for people to have this conversation with their leaders, with their boards, and put a structure in place that safeguards their company. And it's not just a, kind of a CYA or a check the box activity.
We're looking at thousands of companies we're assessing across, a whole entire, investment universe of thousands and thousands of companies around the world. So, our ability to kind of really dig in and see, and, no one is going to be able to understand your company as well as you are from the outside. So we're dealing with limited, information there. Thankfully, that's something that we're pretty used to doing. But when we see something like that and the amount of work that's gone into it, and especially those kind of objective indicators that say, you were in the top 1% for the past 3 years, or this, that is a very, I would say, decision relevant information for us, right? Because, if I put together, I see 2 companies we're looking to invest in, maybe all things being equal, one has got this amazing, report. I can see very clearly that this is a very strategic issue for them, that they're investing the resources in and tracking it, in an objective way. And the other place is saying, cyber is very important and we protect our assets. You can tell which one is going to be a higher conviction for us, where we're going to allocate.
We look for things that we think will provide value, that are measures that are not just our perspective, right? But an independent lens. Like, we use a third party to do a maturity assessment. We leverage various technologies to measure our effectiveness from a controls perspective and share that externally, right? And BitSight is one that we use as well, right? It's a powerful tool that, when we started deploying BitSight, we looked at it from a perspective of, well, as much as we get inquiries from other people, it's a great way to measure yourself, right? And why not be open and transparent and share that, because it becomes an independent view of your program. So those were really the key things that we looked at